What's up, YouTube? This is the Courier6 here with the first video on my channel, and if you're watching this right after I post it, then welcome. Cut me a little slack, I'm new to this, and I hope this will become some sort of successful gig later on. But if you're watching this later, then welcome again. Now, we have a lot of Fallout 76 news to cover this week, everyone, so we're going to jump straight into that. Let's roll the intro. Alright guys, so as we know, we are fresh out of QuakeCon, and of course, Bethesda has used this showcase to give us a ton of information about Fallout 76. What they did here specifically is they addressed a lot of the community's concerns about the game, and they showed off some more intricate aspects of how you actually play. So, let's get into the thick of this QuakeCon information. First, players that are under level 5 are immune to damage in PvP. This, if you ask me, is kind of a good direction, because not everyone is interested in getting into a fight at such a low level, especially if you're going to be fighting people who are over-leveled, they've gotten the game long before you. There's not going to be a lot of fun to be had if, in your first couple hours, you can just be killed over and over again. So I like the way that Bethesda's handling that, and likewise, anyone who doesn't want to engage in PvP is going to be able to use something called a pacifist flag. Now, what the pacifist flag does is it makes it impossible for you to be killed in PvP, and it makes it impossible for you to kill other people as well. So it's kind of similar to what Rockstar did in Grand Theft Auto V with the passive mode, where you can still play in the multiplayer, you can still play with other people, but you can't kill them, and they can't kill you. But something is going to have to happen when you end up being killed, because that's part of the game. And unfortunately, you are going to lose all of your crafting materials in your inventory when you're killed by another player in PvP. I'm not sure what I think about this yet. On one hand, I like that you're not losing everything in your inventory like some other PvP games, but if you're carrying all your crafting materials with you because you don't have a base yet, that is a heavy loss. That's going to be hours of work and scrounging that's been completely put to waste. But I'm not really trying to complain here, because there has to be some kind of way for you to be punished for losing in PvP combat, because if there weren't, there would be no point in having it in the game entirely. We also got some good information on how the perk system works in Fallout 76. Bethesda is trying to keep the game true to the series' roots in the sense that the special system is going to return, but the perk system has been completely reworked. So how this is going to work, according to Bethesda and according to Todd Howard, is that every time you level up, you'll get a variety of perk cards, like little trading cards almost, that match your special stats. So, if you have 5 strength, for example, you can get cards that you can use if you have up to 5 strength or lower. You can stack the cards to multiply the effects of the perks. So, for example, if you have a perk card that increases your melee weapons damage by 2%, you can apply that. If you get another one, you can stack that, then it's 4%, 6%, 8%, and it keeps going. So there are going to be no shortage of ways to customize your character. There are endless possibilities with hundreds of perk cards. It's going to be a lot of fun for the community. There are cards that will boost your charisma, turn you into a merchant that can milk other players for all the caps they're worth. You can boost your unarmed damage to the point where your guy can just run around and beat everyone to death with his bare hands. There are cards that boost weapon damage, damage resistance, radiation resistance. The possibilities are really, really limitless here. And what I think Bethesda's trying to do is that they're trying to streamline the process. Because let's face it, the old way of leveling up isn't going to work for Fallout 76. I liked the way you leveled up in Fallout 4, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, but it's not going to work for a game where there could be a hostile player around the corner waiting for you to drop your guard so we can shoot you in the face. So Bethesda's just trying to speed things up and make it a bit easier. So, I mentioned special stats earlier, and they're definitely still a thing. You can't have a Fallout game without special stats. And they're increasing the amount of points that can be dumped into your individual stats from 10 to either 15 or 20, I believe. But you can add points to them until they reach their max every level after level 50. However, after level 50, you can't add any more points to any of the stats, but you can keep using perk cards because there is no level cap, so there's no shortage of perk cards that you can gain. And every 6 levels, you get sort of a perk card booster pack, where it'll have a handful of these cards that you get at random that can be incredibly beneficial, or they can just be average. It's kind of a random chance, almost like a supply drop, but Pete Hines says there are no microtransactions, so you do not have to worry about being coerced into buying these, and they're just given by random after you hit level 6. Character customization. Now, obviously, you can't have a Fallout game, like you can't have one without special stats, you can't have one without character customization, and it's returning to Fallout 76, obviously. But the one big change, and the one I'm most excited about, is that you can alter your character at any time during your play experience. This can go from changing your hairstyle, or the color of your hair, all the way up to changing your body type, your race, or even your sex. This, at least in my opinion, is going to be a welcome change among the community. Being able to alter minute, intricate details about your character anywhere in the world instead of having to find a barber or a surgeon to change how your face looks is going to be a welcome change, and that's something that a lot of people, myself included, have wanted in these games for quite a long time. Another thing that we're going to be seeing here as we finish up with the main beefy part of the QuakeCon info is that we're going to be getting something called a Vault 76 ID badge. This is just a fancy way of saying Bethesda's giving us a cinematic camera mode, so feel free to take selfies, landscape shots, and cool action pics of you and your friends as you wander around West Virginia. Okay. Now that the meat of this week's Fallout 76 news has been presented, now we're going to head into the little scraps. The stuff that's not good enough to be on the main course, but still deserves to be looked at anyway. One thing a bunch of people have been wondering is how communication is going to be handled. Well, don't worry. Pete Hines and Todd Howard have gone into a little bit of depth on this, and they've talked about how there's going to be a team-based voice chat for you and your friends, and an area-based voice chat with a wider player base, so you can talk to people around you within a certain radius. And this is confirmed to be on all platforms Fallout 76 is going to be on. PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, you'll all be able to use this area-based voice chat. Now, if you don't want it, you don't want to hear other people yelling or shouting, or you don't want to hear the annoyance, you can turn it off. You can also turn off squad communication if you want to, but considering there are no human NPCs to talk to, I wouldn't recommend this because that would sound pretty lonely. VATS. Now we're on to VATS. And I'm sad to say, ladies and gentlemen, that VATS as we know it is gone. As sad as that is, the system isn't totally being tossed out like you toss out an old jug of milk. It's still there in a way. Bethesda wants to keep VATS, but time alteration with it specifically is completely gone. Instead of slowing down time, they're turning VATS into some sort of perk card you get through perception that you will be able to target specific body parts. So it's similar to VATS, but it won't slow down time at all. And that's really the only major tweak, but the system as we originally knew it, where it could alter time, is completely gone. Okay, guys, that seems to be everything important about Fallout 76 for this week in August. Check back in next Friday for another fun-filled Fallout 76 update. We'll hopefully see some more information about more intricate aspects. I'd love to see some more information about specific parts of the game world and just how exactly this experience is going to be. I'll try to put out some more Fallout-related content in the meantime, and I will see you all later. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video if you made it to the end. I'm just trying to have a little fun here on YouTube and make some content that I hope other people will want to see. So, we have 83 days until Fallout 76 comes out, and I'm going to be covering every Friday until then. I just want to say thank you again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see any more of this. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later.